Welcome. Thank you for joining. We're here with another session of the Open Diner. We'll continue to talk about loneliness. As we said last time, we're in the midst of a loneliness epidemic where 1 out of 3 people feels lonely. The first step is always to acknowledge that this problem exists. And by talking about it openly, maybe we can do something about it. So today, we want to continue opening our hearts and talking about this important and painful topic. Right now, each of you who is here is taking the first step to overcoming loneliness, which is extremely important. So we want to take a moment to congratulate you. You come to the right place. We're going to do an icebreaker in a minute to get to know each other. But first, just a few words about Open Diner. The Open Diner was formed at the start of the pandemic in order to provide a safe and supportive environment for people to connect above any differences between us. We believe that true connection between people is the answer to all our problems. That's why we're here every Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And thank you for being here with us. We appreciate each and every person here. And we are creating this event together. Thank you for contributing your time and good energy. We are here to provide a safe and supportive environment. So we ask you to listen to others and remain respectful. Right now, Linda will give us a few reminders, and then we'll proceed to our first activity.
Hi, everybody. Just want to give everybody a brief synopsis of our announcements and reminders. We're here trying to create a supportive environment where we connect above any differences. Just a reminder, this is a cameras on event. So if you could kindly turn on your cameras, that would be great. We find that it helps us connect to each other and it gives you an opportunity to fully benefit from this event. Some activities that we'll be doing require being able to see each other. Stay on topic, no criticism, and no politics. Reminder to mute your microphone when not speaking to minimize any background noise. And if you can turn your cameras on, it will allow you to fully benefit from this event. Please remember to keep your answers brief so that everyone gets a chance to speak. If you're joining us on Facebook or YouTube, please participate. Answer questions in the comments, and we'll be together during this event. Okay, everybody ready for the icebreaker? We're excited to see everyone who is here, and we really want to know more about you. So to help us do that, we have a magic wheel here. You might have seen it in the past few times. We like it a lot because it gives us an opportunity to get to know each other. Rono, can we see the wheel? There it is. Going to spin it and it'll land on a question. So it's quite simple. Just answer the question and then pick someone to go after you. Let's have a great time with this. And please try to keep your answers brief. Just a few sentences so that we can try to get to everyone. Okay, I guess I'll go first. So let's spin the wheel, Froggy. Oh gosh, you have to sing karaoke. What song do you pick? Bonus points if you sing a few lines now. Oh, good Lord. Okay. Imagine there's no heaven. You couldn't if you tried. Okay, that's enough. But that's my favorite song. Okay, let's see. Susie, you're next. What's in the trunk of your car right now?
In the trunk of my car is two big pieces of leather so that I can go to the river and lie on it and be grounded. And, you know, the regular car stuff, like, you know, the stuff if you have you know, a jack, if you have a flat tire. And I took the ice chest out. So I think I'm down to just a little bit of, and maybe a little garbage, but not much. And I'm Susie from Arizona, Bullhead City, right on the Colorado River. Okay, I pick Roberta.
Thank you, Susie. I'm from Long Island, New York, where this thing is spinning.
What's your favorite holiday?
I wanted to sing. Okay. All right. We wish you a Merry Christmas. I like Christmas. It's really my favorite holiday. You with family, and it's just very nostalgic. So Christmas time.
Pick someone,
And
Roberta.
I'm sorry. Yes, I'll pick Dan M. Okay. Dan M with an M. Mary.
St. Louis, sir.
Do or say something to make us laugh.
That's pretty open-ended. Okay. We don't get another choice, huh? Don't know that I can really provoke humor just on.
You must know a joke.
Nothing I've heard recently. No.
Give him another question.
Yeah.
Spin the wheel for him.
Yeah.
What was your longest relationship?
A few months, I guess. Really, I haven't really had a whole lot of luck with relationships. Like 3 months, maybe, or something like that.
You can pick the next person.
Yes. Let's see. Well, let's see. Helen.
Hi, UK London.
Are you an early bird or a night owl?
A night owl for sure. It's 11 o'clock at night here.
Okay, you pick someone.
Can I pick Willie?
Sure.
I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. What is the last thing you ate or drank? These noodles mixed with cheese and hot links cut up in it. Okay, that was easy. Let's see who's left. Ann, yes, my other partner from St. Louis, Ann.
What would your dream house be like?
Oh, boy. Let's see. Well, I once read an article about a man that bought a school to use as his residence. It was abandoned, of course. And I was always intrigued by that. I think I'd like to live in a old school because of all the space he had. And it would be hard to maintain, but I think I'd like it. And Willie, I guess I thought maybe you would say toasted ravioli this week. But no, I'm just kidding. After last week, but no, I'm just teasing. I
Yeah.
keep waiting for that. But
No-
yeah,
no
there's
problem.
at least three of us from St. Louis. So yeah, so you're right. I'm from St. Louis too. So
It's funny, Ann, you said that last week. I had to look it up. I've never heard of that. I didn't even know that was a thing.
yeah, I'm sorry. That's kind of an inside joke here with
I'm
it.
inside now.
Supposedly it was it was invented, I think, at the World's Fair. I could be wrong though. Dan, you're our history buff, so you probably know when it was invented. So it's a big thing here. But thank you.
Okay, you can pick someone now.
Okay, let's see. How about Elisa?
What's the scariest thing you've ever done for fun?
I think it was skiing. It was a pretty, for me it was scary, but it was very funny because the slope wasn't very steep, but it was like my second maybe time trying to ski, and I was falling constantly. So after me, they had to redo the whole thing. That was it for me.
Okay, pick someone, Elisa.
That's right. I should have known. We didn't go yet. Nancy, you reconnected, right?
Did you have celebrity posters on your walls as a kid? Nancy, you're muted. Nancy?
I don't think she hears us.
I think
Yeah,
a mouse
maybe-
went out.
Trying to find the unmute.
Yeah,
Maybe
maybe
she's looking for the poster.
maybe she has problems connecting. Yeah.
She can't hear.
All right,
Yeah, it doesn't look like, well,
yeah, pick
maybe
someone else.
it's someone else. Okay, Roberta, did you go?
I went, yes.
Oh, okay, so help me. Linda, you didn't go. You started,
I was the
sorry.
first, yeah. Let's see,
Dan-
Nina hasn't gone,
Yeah, and
Dan Forsythe
Dan, I
hasn't
think, yeah,
gone.
Dan Forsythe.
Would you want to be famous? No, not at all. Ever. Oh, I choose somebody else. Who hasn't gone?
I think Nina is the only one.
All right, Nina, good luck.
What's the story behind your phone or computer's wallpaper?
That's cute. My phone, I have my two nieces, It's a two-headed turtle. Actually, we went to we went to a park. They live in near Austin, Texas. So when I was visiting there last, I took them to this really cool park. A lot of these are completely free in Texas, and like with a bunch of rides. I was very impressed by the parks that they have for kids. So they decided I wanted to take pictures of them one at a time, but they kind of wanted to stick both of their heads in there at once. So I have a two-headed turtle with my favorite nieces. I see Victoria's raising her hand. Unfortunately, she doesn't have her camera on. Maybe Victoria, can you turn on your camera?
Yeah,
There she is.
well, I have COVID, so that's why I have camera on.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
but
it's your turn.
alrighty.
tell us one of your favorite movies.
Oh gosh, my favorite movie. Maria Full of Grace. Yeah, it's not a. It's a foreign film. It's probably not too many people know of it. Yeah.
Okay, the only one is Peter. By the way, where are you, Victoria?
I'm in Queens, New York.
Okay. I wonder if Peter can turn on his camera and get a turn.
We also have Nancy, who didn't hear us before. Maybe she hears us now.
Can you open your camera and mic, Nancy?
Hi, it seems to be on. Is it not on that side?
Now it's on.
The camera too, because the camera was on.
Yeah.
I did mute me, but I'm
Yeah,
hearing.
everything's on.
I'm sorry, you guys. I just every single time I come on every week, I came on here 45 minutes ago, so I'd be on time and figure everything out early, and it still went wrong, and I still couldn't connect. I just don't understand it. It's very frustrating. So sorry about that. So
That's all right.
You'll be next, Peter. Let's spin the wheel for Nancy. What's your favorite tradition or holiday?
Boy, that's a tough one. I'm going to say it's January 1st, New Year's Day, because it always feels like you get a new start on that day. No matter what went wrong in the year before, it's a new year, new day. I like that the best, I think.
And where are you, Nancy?
I'm in a suburb of Chicago, northwest suburbs.
Okay. You ready, Peter? What did you eat for breakfast?
Absolutely nothing.
All right, what did you eat for lunch?
Some sort of instant food, I guess, with some cereal.
Made up for your breakfast.
Yeah, all my food are pretty easy because I have a busy schedule. Yeah.
Ah, okay. All right, I think everybody's gone. So that was fun. So let's talk a little about loneliness. The fact is, we're designed to be connected to people through relationships. We're not meant to journey through life alone. Unfortunately, due to our broken connections nowadays, most people are lonely. We're in the midst of a loneliness epidemic. Loneliness is a true killer. The heightened risk of mortality from loneliness equals that of smoking 15 cigarettes a day or being an alcoholic, and exceeds the health risks associated with obesity. People without social support also have lower chances of full recovery after a serious illness than people with a strong network. COVID-19 seemed to finally give loneliness the mainstream recognition it deserves, paving the way for a more socially connected future. Also, the pandemic taught us how intrinsically connected we are. The virus doesn't know tribes, doesn't know boundaries, and that in some ways is a dramatic reminder of how connected we are. Loneliness is a compounding problem. The more chronically lonely you are, the less energy you have, the harder it is to form and maintain meaningful connections, making you even lonelier in a never-ending downward spiral. But it's important to break out of this cycle. Willie?
So being lonely doesn't mean you're alone. In fact, everyone feels lonely sometimes. It's perfectly normal to feel like you need some extra human interaction. The important thing is finding ways to overcome loneliness when you're feeling it. Here are a few ideas. Find a social activity that interests you and make an effort to attend regularly. Even if you don't know anyone there at first, once you get involved, you will start meeting people with some will share your interests. Remember that Open Diner is here every Thursday. So if you like what we do, make a commitment to join us every week. Volunteer for a cause that's important to you. Not only will you be helping others, but you'll start also likely meet like-minded people who share your values. You're on a book club, cooking class, or fitness group. These activities provide structure and give you something to look forward to each week. Make plans with friends and family on a regular basis, even if you don't always feel like socializing. Getting out of the house can help alleviate loneliness. Loneliness is only temporarily. If you take action to overcome it, get out there and start meeting new people.
The solution to loneliness is, of course, connection. Meaningful, fulfilling connections with others are of utter importance to us. Overcoming loneliness starts with the realization that we need to overcome it. We're social creatures whose well-being and happiness depend on connections with others. Moreover, we all are intrinsically connected. We live in a world where all the parts, the inanimate, vegetative, animal, and human parts are meant to work together in absolute harmony. The lack of proper connections between human beings as part of this general system contributes to all the problems we face on a personal and global level. At the same time, human beings are not evolving randomly, but in a clear direction. Everything we go through is meant to bring us to greater cohesion, greater care for one another, greater mutual responsibility, and eventually love for one another. The more we try to come closer to that perfect state of connection and harmony, the happier we will be. And we'll watch a video about that in a moment. Willie?
Okay, we're going to a video. This video is an excerpt from an interview with Dr. Michael Lightman, who is a Kabbalist. A psychologist is interviewing him about loneliness. Let's hear what he has to say. If you'd like to watch the full video, we'll also post it in the chat. After the movie, we will go on further.
People don't see a satisfying future. because one way or another, in the past, people were social. They lived in society. A person used to feel society. He was socially connected to many people. Today, we've developed to a state where our ego doesn't want it. It became very individualistic. And because we have now the ability to build different gadgets, then we as if give a person everything that he needs in order for him to be alone in front of his screen. Mobile, television, computer, but that's how it is. And this is really also what people want. They're attracted to it. Yeah, but the problem is that after all of these ways of life, a person remains lonely, unsatisfied, feeling miserable that he has to fulfill himself, to add something to all of those games and gadgets that he's built for himself, that he nonetheless has to add something to it. The inner emptiness remains. And again, to run away on some journey or go someplace, but to come back and be alone again, something's missing, a sort of fulfillment that man cannot attain. And this is the problem. We've reached a special state in our development. What do we do next? Before we answer that, I want to understand there's a natural development of the ego, that the ego is becoming more and more individualistic. So, a person should have been content with being alone on his own, because that's the inner tendency. But still, people suffer. Where does the feeling of suffering as a result of the loneliness come from, even though that is if naturally this is where we're directed to become ever more individualistic, and still we suffer as a result? No. The problem is that on part of the ego, we're developing towards greater individualism. That's the linear development. And according to our circular development that started in the 1950s, we're supposed to be closed inside an integral system. Which means what? That we have to be interconnected in a good and nice way. Not simply because we work at the same place or watch TV together or whatever, but that we have to fulfill our desire of being in a single system with everyone else. This desire is still unclear to us. So, what follows is that I'm developing in two different ways, in a linear way and a circular way. And I want both. I want both. I want for them to support each other and for the two to be as one. And what follows is that I don't understand this form of development, that the entire world is becoming like a global village. I think that, yeah, scientists depend on each other, merchants, politicians, but what does it have to do with me? No, we see that all of nature is closing in this way, that if something happens on the one side of the world, it resonates on the other side, that we're all interconnected. And it's not in vain that there are different organizations that go against the emission of CO2 and so on, and also regarding the oceans, what we're doing, that it's all interconnected, and nature is showing us how integral it is. And human society is also discovering that this is how it is too, but it's still not demanding of a person to be connected to society. We didn't reach that yet, and this is something that we'll have to discover. So this is actually the human integration. Nature, eventually, is directed at bringing us closer to each other to a point where we'll have no choice, And in order for us to be able to truly internally be content with life, we'll have to find an inner formula for our connection.
Wow, that's a lot of great information. Great video. Okay, so now let's move to our round discussion. But first, we need to go over our etiquette rules that we'd like to follow. Okay. Think they're coming up on the screen? There they are. Okay, we are here to build a space of support, love, care, and warmth. Everyone is equal and very important. That's why we like for everyone to have a chance to speak. You may just hold the answer to what we are looking for and what we need. We go around the table and speak briefly and on topic. Remember, we speak briefly and on topic. Listen attentively and see if you can add to what the person prior to you has just said. There are no right or wrong answers, so you don't have to be afraid of being wrong. The truth is in the center of our connection. All right, you ready? Okay, let's see. The way we're going to do this, since we have, look like we have about 14 people. So I guess we'll do this popcorn style. In other words, when I ask the question, whoever feel ready to speak, mute yourself, answer the question briefly and on topic, then close up your mic, mute yourself again. All right? So the first question, can we be truly happy alone? Or do we need other people in order to be happy? Let me repeat that. The question will be also in the chat. Can we be truly happy alone? Or do we need other people in order to be happy? Don't all answer at once.
Marco, I think it's kind of like a trick question in a sense, that because I believe as humans, we need each other. I think it's part of our makeup. We need love. We need someone, or some people, you need care and nurturing and stuff. At the same time, we've been thrust into this COVID thing and it's interesting because loneliness, if somebody leaves you, you can feel lonely. Or if a people or a group reject you, you can feel lonely. But I might choose to be alone and not feel lonely at all. So it's what we're thinking about, what are we making it mean? And but yes, we do need each other as human beings. We definitely.
Yeah, I agree with you, Susie. We definitely need other people to be happy. However, there are times it's good to be alone and just hear your own thoughts, or listen to a record or whatever, just to be alone once in a while.
Yeah, I would agree. There's a spectrum of social butterfly and more of an introvert extrovert spectrum. Certainly, some people enjoy solitude more than others, and a larger amount of solitude. But even they need a certain amount of connection.
Right. Yeah. I think that is exactly right. That no matter how you like to be alone, you still need people around you for sure. And also, I think it depends on the culture. I can't even imagine like asking people from Latin America about loneliness. Somehow it doesn't even would occur to me, because they live together, they have big families. And I remember I was once many years ago, there was one guy from Finland, and he said, we are like those lonely wolves. We can live like on the moon, and we don't need anyone. But he was in a group of people, although among people. So even they need people to socialize, spend time, and be together.
I could add, it is like a trick question, like Susie said. Today's society says, oh, if you're alone and you have to be happy being in yourself, that's true. But, I could see with myself, if I'm here at my home, I have a pool and everything, I'm very comfortable. And I sit there and I'm like, geez, I'm kind of not lonely, but I'm like, now what? Okay, it's me, which I'm in my head all the time by myself. And then all of a sudden I said, it would be nice to have other people here. And you say, why do you need that? I mean, I scrutinize these things and I say, it'd be nice to share with somebody else, share with others. So when you're in happiness in yourself, that's what I feel. If you're happy within yourself, you want to share that happiness with others. So do you need other people to make you happy? Yes, it is a two-way street. I think if you're happy, you want to share that happiness. Even if you're lonely, I think being with other people brings you out of yourself. So there's so many dimensions to this question, but we do need people, because if you're in your head and let's say you're in a low state, you want somebody else's opinion, someone else's interaction to pull you out of these things. So like I said, it's a lot of answers to this question, but I think you need other people. In the end result, we need other people to actually survive and live. One person, just picture if you're on an island all by yourself for the rest of your life, would you really be happy? No, even if it was the worst person you're with on the island, at least you have interaction to grow and change and learn. There's something happening, there's movement,
I
Yeah,
totally agree. Sorry, Nina.
go ahead, Helen.
I totally agree with Roberta. I think you can be too much in your head by being alone, and with other people, by interacting, sharing ideas, you can actually develop, mentally and psychologically. You can look at different perspectives and stimulating your brain, basically. You can be happy on your own also. Content, if you don't have any expectations, and if that's to be all by yourself and content, you can be happy. But then I think you lack that stimulation, that interaction, that growth. Thank you.
Yeah, I took a test about whether I'm an introvert and extrovert. I'm actually right at the middle, 50-50. So I find that I do need my alone time, but my happiness definitely depends in many ways on other people, because I mean, they even did studies on the happiest countries, and things like that, and they found that the happiest places had people with very strong social connections. We always measure ourselves against other people. Like if we didn't have any other people around us, probably I would walk around in pajamas. I wouldn't care about how I look, wouldn't care about what house I have. Like you have no one to appreciate all that stuff. We need certain things from other people, despite how much of an introvert or extrovert we are. And strong social connections definitely help to be happy.
All right. Go ahead, Dan.
I love to be alone. I think it's the best thing in the world. But, I don't know who was saying, I think it was Helen. It's a lie, right? So there's no external dynamics. So I can sit there and lie to myself all day long. This is, and it catches up. It doesn't matter. It's the way we're built. I mean, everything I get is from somebody else, the good and the bad. I think there's a big question about the society, though, right? In a certain society, maybe there's a reason we don't want to be connected. I think there has to be a question there. It's like, what's a good society to be connected to? you know.
Okay.
And
All right. We need to move on. I wish you could hear from everyone, because there's a few people that didn't get a chance to speak. So on this next question, make your answers briefer so that everyone will have a chance to speak. We want to hear from everyone. Okay, the second question. In the video, we heard that we reach a special state in our development where nature is pushing people to be interconnected like the rest of nature. On the other hand, many of us are becoming more and more isolated from each other. How do we overcome this problem? Let me read it again, and the question will be in the chat. We're also going to do this popcorn style as well. In the video, we heard that we reach a special state in our development where nature is pushing people to be interconnected like the rest of nature. On the other hand, many of us are becoming more and more isolated from each other. How do we overcome this problem? Don't be shy. Let's hear from some of the people that didn't answer the first question first then.
did you say the first question, Willie? The first question? I have one from Facebook here. From
Oh, well,
Paul.
good. Yes, forgot about Facebook. Let's hear what Facebook has to say.
Well, Paula says, I think we need both alone time and other people to be truly happy. Whatever that balance is for us individually. Thanks, Paul.
What do the rest of you think? All right, anybody can answer.
I think it's an issue of self-discipline, really. You have to encourage people to actually go and get interconnected with other people, more connection with people.
As I see Victoria has her hand up, you just unmute and jump in there. You don't need to raise your hand. Go ahead.
So I think it's really important to have connectedness with people. I feel sometimes disconnected with my own family. So my friends are my connection and my coworkers. And like right now, I'm not feeling well. So a lot of my friends, and my neighbors too. Oh, can I get you something? Are you okay? But not one family member asked me how I'm doing. So it's kind of sad for me. So I think there's a middle ground. I think it's good to be alone, but I think that interconnectedness with other people is also important. It's not good to be alone all the time. Maybe some of the time, there's a balance. So that's my take. Yeah.
Yes. So how can we overcome this problem of loneliness? How can we overcome it? We need some answers to help us.
All right, I'm gonna go. I'm not sure I'm answering this question exactly as it's asked, but I wanted to follow Victoria because I wanted to say that I relate, because I actually had to disown my family because they were just too toxic for me to deal with, and I was getting hurt every single day. So I did, and for 30 years, I really didn't. I only have a few friends anyway. And what I want to say is happiness and introvert, extrovert, or connections needed between people. I think it's all on a continuum or like a spectrum, because you're going to have some people who need more people and less alone time, and other people who need more alone time and less people time. And there's always like a combination of that. And I think that maybe with the definition of happiness, it's got more to, it's a hard definition because you got joy, you've got contentment. That doesn't mean happy, but you might be contented. There's being satisfied. There's all sorts of way of looking at happiness. And I'm not really sure we can define it in just one way to say happy or not with people or not.
And remember to keep your answers brief and
Sorry.
on topic. That's all right. No, just a reminder for everyone.
I wish I knew how.
Yeah, I don't know either, but I will try. I think we just have to realize that this is a problem, no matter if you like to be alone or you're a party goer, we can see that this is not, it's against the nature for us to be isolated, from each other, because everything in nature, everything is interconnected. But people who are becoming more and more distant, depending on the culture, of course. So we have to realize this is not right. We have to be an integral part of the whole nature. And we can be that way only if we are connected with each other.
Beautiful. Now we got about 1 minute left, but I was noticing one person did not answer either question. I'd like for that one person to step forward. And
well, I want to say what everybody said, I agree with, especially on the first topic, that everybody had a real good answer. I keep hearing, but I think the question was, how can we change things? I heard, I forget what, about a program called co-housing, and I think it's is it Sweden or Switzerland, where people live in communities and they share like a common area. I don't know a whole lot about it. They've tried that here in the States too, but I think that would help to make people feel that maybe even if they live alone, they still have a community to draw from. And then things like this, I don't know how the history behind this group, but I think this is a great, whoever thought this up and the people that you guys that work on it, it's fantastic. So I'm happy I found it. I'm just sad that it took me almost 2 years or over 2 years, but that's what I have.
You're here now. Okay.
Thank
So
you.
I think that was great. We got some good insight. Oh, all right. Linda, what do you think next? You muted. Linda.
I think it's time to unmute.
I agree.
I think it's time we do our dance, our chair dance. And that helps with the connection. And the way we play it is we have a song and one person is spotlighted. And that person does some motions like they're dancing in the chair, and everybody follows that person. Then another person will be spotlighted, and that person can do whatever they want to do. And everybody's got to follow that person. But you got to remember, when you're spotlighted, there's a little tab that's going to come up that says you're spotlighted. So don't read it, just ignore it. You see it there, you know you're spotlighted, and get your dance going. So everybody ready for this fun time?
Let me see you move.
Yes. Let's go.
Between walls, and it's time that the curtain falls. With one smile and one tear, with one word, the whole world hears. Overcoming any situation, and together brushing off the dust. Hand in hand and as one nation. There's love at the door of our heart. We open up and there's love at the door of our heart. We open up. One cry, one call, beyond time, beyond the wall. We rise up, and it's clear. In love, we disappear. Overcoming any situation, and together brushing off the dust. Hand in hand, and as one nation. open up. No, 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 no. Oh, oh, overcoming any situation and together brushing off the dust, hand in hand and as one nation. There's love at the door of our heart. We open up and there's love at the door of our heart. We open up. We open up.
I think we should unmute after the dance so we can all go, yay!
Yay. Dan was shaking his head in the beginning. No, I'm not ready. How do you feel now?
All right. Okay. Did we still Linda? You got something else in store
Yep.
for us?
Yep. Now, my internet connection is unsteady, so I hope I don't freeze up on everybody. So since this is Open Diner, we're going to play a game called Tied Together by an Invisible Spaghetti. So what we do is one person picks a person, and that person wraps a piece of spaghetti around their finger. And the person they're picking to compliment, give them the other end. And then that person takes it and wraps it around their finger, and they pick a person that they want to compliment, and they give that person the other end of the spaghetti. And it goes around all that way, and we'll all be tied together. But remember to keep your finger up so we know who's been called and who hasn't. So,
we do have a monitor that's going to watch which finger you're holding up, by the way. Just want to give you a warning. We're
That's
taking
right.
pictures.
Okay, I guess I'll go first. And I want to compliment Susie. Take the other end of the spaghetti, Susie.
Okay, I take it.
Yep. Wrap it around your finger.
I wrap it around my finger. And can we be
compliment? Let me compliment you.
Oh.
You're always happy, and I love that in you.
Well, I take that spaghetti and I say, I wish I was always happy. I work at being always happy, but there's times that I'm down. But I would like to pick Nina. I compliment you because I love your colors, your red, and and you're just always, your answers and your stuff, you're just so happy and refreshing. And I just love you, Nina. I just really love you.
Aw, that's so nice. Thank you, Susie. I am going to compliment Dan M because he's here for the first time, and we're very happy to see him. And also because I saw he was very hesitant when we were going to the dance, but he stuck it out. He didn't leave, and he went with it. And I did catch a little smile here and there, so I hope it made him happy. So Dan, for you.
Thank you. I'll take it and wrap it around my finger. And I guess who will I compliment? Berta, I like your entertainment center and your style there, and your furnishings. Nice background. Roberta.
Okay.
I thought you said bro. I'm like, you said Roberta. I didn't, it's like, what? Thank you, Dan. My furnishings, yes, a lot of dust, but thank you for sharing with me. I'd like to take the spaghetti, put it around my finger, and I'm gonna throw it to Anne. I wanted to give you a compliment that it's really a compliment to the group that's here, but really for you joining us and how appreciative you are for coming. And we really appreciate you being here. You bring such a new enthusiasm to the group. And you also have a very nice smile. And when you do speak, and which you do often, you do it a lot. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Roberta. That's so sweet of you to say. And I think the same thing about you. The people here, you strike me as a very nice person. So I appreciate, thank you. And let's see. I could compliment everybody, I think. Let's see. I will do, who hasn't? Elisa. You seem like a very happy, open and kind person. I appreciate all your insight, and I like your accent too. It's lovely. So.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. This is the first time I heard that somebody liked my accent. Tell me the truth, I'm here.
It's great. It's
Thank
wonderful.
You, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm really happy that you are joining now. And I basically want to repeat your compliment to Helen. I don't know, Helen, if you've been here. I don't maybe remember, but you struck me. It's totally amazing how relaxed you are, how open you are, how you feel comfortable. You know, when I join, a Zoom with people I don't know, oh my God, I'm very different person. But so it's terrific. It's awesome. It's a talent.
Oh, thank you, Elisa. I'll take your compliment. I'm very relaxed because I love this group. I connect very well with this group and the people in this group. So thank you. I would like to compliment Dan and I compliment him for being here to join us. It's always great to see you smiling. So thanks for being here.
Great, thanks, Helen. I'll send the noodle over to Nancy. You've been here a couple times, and I think you just bring a great force to this group. And I hope that you can come back as much as possible. And it's just great to have you here. But you got to learn how to turn your mic on.
I know, right? You'd figure by now. Well, thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. It's nice to hear. Who's I'm trying to see who's left. I have to scroll it to Willie. Willie, that's a good one because Willie, you're just always so enthusiastic. I just love, and you know what? I also wanted to tell you, I can't exactly see it really well on my screen, but it seems like you've got some kind of a curio shelf or something behind you with all sorts of really cool looking things in there. And I really like it. It's really nice looking, but you always bring enthusiasm, and I mean, you do a lot of the leadership roles, and that's really good too. And I like how you try to put all the effort into all the questions.
Thank you very much. But what you're looking at, not my idea. Too much work cleaning that. All right. I think everyone has a finger up and been complimented. So do we eat now?
Linda needs a compliment. She started, but she never got a compliment.
Oh,
and she's Italian. She needs that spaghetti.
Yeah, we know you know about spaghetti, right? Okay. Well, you know I know you for quite a while, and I really enjoy being around you. I enjoy when we work together as hosting. We just really flow together, bounce off each other. I just enjoy your personality that you have. Because you add a lot to whatever you do. You add a lot to it with your personality and with your wisdom. So I thank you.
Thank you, Willie.
Okay.
I think we're going on to your section now.
Okay, great. All right, that's the wrap up. So now we're gonna go through our slides. If a slide with a links, if we can have that posted, that's why they're doing that, or if they don't post it. There we go, it's coming up. There we go. All right, no problem. Okay, follow us on Facebook, Meetup, YouTube. Click like, subscribe, but more importantly, share with your friends. On YouTube and Facebook, you can watch all of our past events. You can RSVP for our upcoming events on Meetup and Facebook. If you like the events tonight, please don't forget to rate us 5 stars. All right. Nancy, you want to say goodbye? I mean, Linda, you want to say goodbye to us? You muted though.
Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. And we'll meet again next Thursday, 6:30 Eastern Time. And next week, we'll be talking about stress. We're living in a very stressful time nowadays, and it's taking a toll on many of us. We'll talk about how to deal with it. Definitely come back. The invite will be posted on Facebook and Meetup. Please follow and subscribe, and you'll be notified about our events. We hope to see you next Thursday. Bring your friends too if you think they can benefit. Even if you think they can't benefit, just bring them along. Thank you all for joining and taking part. Please continue to join us every Thursday at 6:30. Don't be stingy with your love and care. We all can benefit from more love and connection. And it starts with each one of us making steps in that direction every day. Hope to see you next Thursday. Spread the word and bring your friends.
Good to see
Thank you all.
everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Thank you.
everybody.
Big hug. Big
Have a
hug.
good week.
Love everybody.
Have a
Bye-bye.
Have a good week.
Love
was
you,
great. Thank
Roberta.
Great
Bye-bye.